Hi, I'm Jan-Marie Brooke from BrilliantLifeSuccess.com, your money alchemist, turning your money story into gold. So why would you want to do a challenge on how to raise your vibration, your money vibration, and what would you get from this challenge if you started to do it? Well, to understand energy, to understand what your vibration is and what you are sending out into the world that is contained within the words that you use, you need to understand the layers of vibration that make up the words that you're communicating. Words have a frequency, a vibration, and a tone. And so words can either empower people or they can disempower people. And when we use words that contain the vibrations of anger and shame and lack of value, etc., people can actually feel that. You may not say those words, but they will feel the unspoken, the vibrational components of what it is that you are communicating. So this challenge is about to educate, to explain all the layers that make up vibration and frequencies within the languaging that you are using to be visible in the world and to create an abundant flow of money. Abundance does not come about simply because we desire it. There is so many more components to what this is made up of, and it's taken me, I'm 72 now, and it's taken me 30 years of doing deep transformational healing work, working and being passionate about energy and vibration to actually understand the whole picture. And the thing that I didn't understand was that everything has to be on the same page. We may want it all to be on the same page. We may think that everything's on the same page, but unless it's vibrationally on the same page, it is not. And way back many years ago, I asked what was blocking my success. And they said, your health. Now, I didn't understand that because I was sort of reasonably healthy, but it took having 4 strokes that hit me in the language center of my brain. So I went from being a fluent communicator to not being able to get my tongue and mouth around words, or for my brain to even be able to find those words. And so I did what I do best. I used my own work to heal myself. So within less than 12 months, I am presenting myself back out into the world, completely rebranding all my work and just changing everything, because I've finally come to understand that brilliant life success doesn't happen because we put in the actions to make it happen. We need to have all of the vibrations that make up our money story, that make up our life purpose, what makes up everything that we are communicating. It needs to be on the same page. So that's what this challenge is about, is to start the process, to show you how that works and to look at all the components around vibration, because it is the missing link to all of the law of attraction teachings and to everything that is out there. We need to be vibrationally 100% on the same page to get the outstanding results that we desire, to be authentically visible in the world and to achieve that which we desire. So that's why I encourage you to participate in this challenge. Let's start all becoming absolutely amazingly, gobsmackingly brilliant. So I'm Jan-Marie Brooke. Thank you. Hi, this is Jan-Marie Brooke from BrilliantLifeSuccess.com, your money alchemist, turning your money story into gold. So who am I? You may not ever have heard of me. I have been tracking vibrational frequencies within energy for probably the last 30 years. I began my journey doing kinesiology, and one of my presentations was around vibration. And that's when I first began to communicate to people about the importance of understanding vibration. So my journey in corporate world ended when I was CEO of an aviation company, a company that my now ex-husband and I set up with a dream, with the intention of treating our staff with great respect and profit sharing, all the great ideas, when in actual fact the day-to-day workings and dealing with money and staff presented a totally different experience. And so I relinquished my position to bring in another investor to fund the expansion that was required. And I set about to write a book. I had an idea that I would write a book. So I chose a publisher and I rang them and I asked to speak to the publisher, and surprisingly I was put straight through. And I said I would like to send you a book on applique, which is what I was doing at the time. And he said, great, send it. So I got off the phone and I thought, oh my God, how do you write a book? I had no idea. Anyway, so I set about writing this book, which was accepted but actually rejected by the distributor. And that happened 3 times. And so I thought, okay, I need to look at the whole components of what it takes to print and publish a book, the costs, etc., and design the book to fit in to a budget, to the budget that they would have. And so in doing that, I contacted Janome, who were the manufacturers of the sewing machine that I used. So they sent someone out to have a look at my work, and apparently they were quite gobsmacked by the quality of my work. To me, it was just what I did. You know, I wanted to achieve a great product, and that's what I worked toward. But to them, it was amazing. And so they decided that they would fly me to Melbourne to meet with all of their publishers, their agents and distributors, etc., their marketing experts. And they wanted to make me into the next big name in the craft industry, with workshops, books, videos, the whole thing. I came home and I totally freaked out because I had a mindset of simply being a housewife, a wife and a mother. And I hadn't set out to be a big business name. I just wanted to write a book. And that's where my mindset was at. So not to be defeated, I decided to ring the publisher that Janome had found, and we connected, and he said, Jamarie, this is so hot. And so they took the book on, and that became a bestseller. Around about the same time, I had gone to America, and I had taken a copy of this book, and I had left it with a distributor over there. And one morning I got a phone call to say that this publisher loved the way that I wrote. It was quite unique apparently, and he expected that he would produce 30 to 40,000 copies a month. And in Australia, 5,000 copies a month was a big deal. And he said, I love the way you write. I will publish anything that you write. About 3 days later, I got a letter in the mail to say that my marriage was over and it was not negotiable. Now, prior to this, success was easy for me. If I wanted something, I just did it. I didn't even think about that it wouldn't happen. You know, I became, the top seller in direct selling. Anything that I put my focus towards, I achieved it. However, once I got that letter in the mail and my marriage was over, and I had to go through that process, I had to go through another journey. And what I found was that success was elusive. It just wouldn't happen as easily as it did. So I needed to understand all of the components. So during the journey of my marriage ending, I wrote to save my sanity, and that actually became a book. But it wasn't a book that happened straight away. It was a book that evolved as I healed, so that I was able to write the book from the healed perspective. And we're talking about vibrations here. And if you write something that has all of the vibrations contained of your emotions and your feelings and your fears, it translates into the words, into the frequency, into the vibration that your readers are picking up on. So it's about being able to write from the healed perspective. And that is when your work then makes huge changes for the people that read it. And I got brilliant letters from people all over the world from that book, because I wrote it from my heart. I wrote it from the healed perspective of looking back at the journey and what was the learnings that I got from going through that journey. Then I wrote another book. That was in 2007. I began that, and that became from one question to the universe: was I on track? When I believed it was about being in grace and non-attached to money. Now, that question had come about because I had bought and sold 2 properties in 12 months, and money was a little bit tight. Yes, I was getting little bits of abundance, from the law of attraction, but I wasn't cracking the big stuff. And I wanted to crack the big stuff. I wanted to get back to that point where success had been so easy for me prior to my marriage ending. And what I came to understand was that our relationship to money has incorporated into that this heartbreak around the loss of money that is held at a subconscious level and a genetic cellular level. So whilst we needed to address our issues around relationships, we also need to address our issues around our relationship to money. That's another story. So when I wrote that book, I finished that book, and I'm a clear channel, which means that when I access information, it is clear and undistorted. I don't tell people this that much because people tend to like to judge things, and it simply isn't about that. It simply is, that's how it is for me. I either came in with that ability or I developed that ability. I don't know. I just know that when I sit in a meditative state and I do this process, I am able to access really high levels of information that maybe others aren't accessing so much, because again, we're talking about vibrations, and I was trained to really understand the levels of vibration, the levels within our chakras, the levels within our energy, and master those before I was allowed to go to the next stage, which has allowed me to be able to access into very high vibration. So I'm just going back a little bit. In 2000, I began to create these artworks, and again, it came about from asking a specific question of the universe, and suddenly I began to create these very unusual drawings, and then I would layer them with colour and then ink, etc., etc. And what I was doing, although I didn't know what I was doing, was I was creating transformational accelerators that actually have a very high healing vibration embedded into them, that has now become the Freedom to Be program. back to 2007 again. This is when I posed that question, am I on track when I think it's about being in grace and non-attached to money? And the answer I heard was, you're so far, far, far off track, it's not funny. And so after I got over the shock of that, I then asked the question, if I'm that wrong, what is the right answer? And I went upstairs and I began to write this book. And the first thing they showed me was the power and the polarities of the words and the language that we use. And our language either keeps us locked and trapped in scarcity and victim, or it takes us to a higher vibration where we are languaging in the positive. And as I said, everything is about a vibration. And so we are being encouraged to get all of the vibrations that we are, that we communicate, that is within our mindsets, our beliefs. Everything that we do has to be on the same page. So this is what I offer to you. I offer to you a journey that has taken me probably 30 years, that I'm consciously aware of, that I have been tracking vibrations, and I have come to understand that this is the missing link that nobody has taught us before. And I have been taking this journey. I've basically been led by the hand, you might say, by unseen energy, my teachers, who have guided me. But in actual fact, it is my higher intelligence for all that I am that has been guiding me. And so the journey has been about me accepting that part of me and learning to understand and learning to trust my higher intelligence to guide me in the way that I needed to be guided, so that I could be living, breathing, being my authentic success blueprint and being totally and absolutely on purpose, so that my message going out to the world, people could feel it and they would know without question that the message that I'm saying resonates with them. So this is what I bring to you. There's a whole lot more. I've created many processes, many techniques, and it's all designed to drill you down really super fast so that your vibration, your money vibration, is consistently on the same page as that which you desire to achieve. And so that's what I bring to you. So I'm Jan Marie Brooke from Brilliant Life Success, your money alchemist, turning your money story into gold. And I look forward to connecting with all of you on the challenge and doing what I can to support you so that you can raise your money vibration and you can be consistently brilliant and achieve the outstanding results that you so desire, and that your message is going out to the world. And it's not only just going out to the world, but it is being received, it is being acknowledged, it is being heard, and it is being acted upon, so that you get the results that you desire. And your money system that you need to follow is simple. I don't believe in having complex things. I believe in chunking it down super, super fast, because I'm a lazy skunk from way back, and I love nothing more than going down to the beach, having lunch with some friends and having a good laugh and just chilling out. So I'm Jan Marie Brooke, your money alchemist, turning your money story into gold, from brilliantlifesuccess.com. Thank you. Bye.